TikTok is the greatest weapon of mass manipulation the history of mankind has ever witnessed. Within an extremely short amount of time, it has achieved what Hollywood, music industry, and other social media apps took decades to master. With 1 billion monthly users, it has taken control of an entire generation. And in this video, I will show you exactly the damage it has caused. That's possibly irreversible and of great benefit to a cruel, totalitarian regime. From the moment we wake up until the last minute before we go to bed, we are constantly scrolling through our phones. The studies have found out that it's not merely an innocent way of entertaining oneself, but that it directly correlates to a damage of a prefrontal cortex, a part of our brain that's responsible for long-term thinking, decision-making, and planning. That has caused our generation now to be reported as having attention spans of a goldfish. And when attention span of a person is this low, it becomes more difficult to have a good self-control, as most of your actions revolve around immediate pleasure at the expense of the future. And studies have shown that such lack of control over one's actions makes one more likely to become depressed or overly stressed. So it's very clear that this app is at least partially responsible for the mental health crisis we have been witnessing. But what's even more menacing and disgusting is that TikTok is actually promoting mental illness. It's a literal mental illness factory. It's full of entire subcultures of people who treat their anxieties as something almost cool or as personality trait. For example, the hashtag Tourette's has accumulated 10 billion views. Hashtag depression, 10.6 billion views, and hashtag anxiety has gathered an astonishing 30 billion views. Entire profiles and subcultures of people making videos about various mental disorders, getting endless wave of encouragement in the comments. And the all-powerful advanced algorithm makes sure that people who are already suffering from these ailments will see more content related to that, only deepening their issues. All of that glorification of weakness and disability leads to severe lack of personal responsibility, as youngsters can blame their laziness and pleasure-seeking lifestyles on their TikTok-diagnosed anxieties or depression that they treat as part of their personality. TikTok, besides promoting and teaching young people that mental illness alongside with weakness is something cool and trendy, has also taught our generation that the way to success is not through finding meaning in one's life, creating a family or self-development, but rather through endless narcissistic pursuit of materialism, no matter the means used in such pursuit. Basically, if you're not scrolling through videos glorifying depression, you are watching videos of young girls dancing provocatively, exposing their bodies to an army of horny perverts and simps. Some of the most popular stars of TikTok have accumulated a big amount of fame and wealth simply by dancing in scant clothing to some degenerate songs, and that actuates other young girls to do the exact same thing. And this dreadful trend's damage to our society can't be better summed up than by looking at our generation's rising incel population. Because you see, as women become more materialistic and promiscuous, it leaves men having to work 4 times as hard as their grandfathers did to get women that are 4 times worse than their grandmothers, leading to men becoming hopeless, resentful, and lonely. From damaging our brains to destroying our values and making us depressed, TikTok has harmed our generation to an extent that no physical war would ever be able to. But who's benefiting from it all? Well, all of this has been artificially manufactured for satisfaction and benefit of an evil communist regime in China. China has had an experience with deployment of propaganda to control their own population throughout 1950s and 1960s reign of Mao Zedong. And with their long-term economical plan for domination, they don't hesitate to use those very same techniques in order to destroy their biggest rivals, US and Europe, from within. Because what's truly terrifying in all of the things I said isn't the damage it has done to our generation, which was already somewhat older, but the damage it will do to all of the kids who are increasingly getting addicted to the app. Their minds are the easiest to influence and shape, and their development isn't shaped by their family values or community. It's shaped by an algorithm controlled by Chinese Communist Party. And the way it will influence their culture, lifestyles, and language will be hideous. Only time will tell how bad it will really get. But by then, it will already be too late. Click on this video if you want to learn more. Consider subscribing if you like my content. And as always, keep your balls full and your stomach empty.